we're all in this new environment right now where a lot of our workouts, or if not all of our workouts, are happening in a different environment. And so I wonder if that intensity is getting shifted a little bit, and it be given that it's an important ingredient in our results. We really should take a minute to reflect on the intensity of the workout and how do we go about building that intensity in a workout and whatnot. So first of all, why do we care? We care about intensity in a workout because in a CrossFit workout or a high intensity workout, it is essentially usually what we're after in a particular workout. Sure, we could do 100 box step ups over 20 minutes. We would never reach any intensity. It would be a rather boring exercise, and we probably wouldn't get very many results. Add a couple of dumbbells to that and try to complete those 100 dumbbell box step ups more quickly or for time. We're definitely going to feel more intense of a workout. And that intensity is what's going to bias us toward getting results, regardless of what those results are that we're after. If we're looking to lose weight and burn fat, the intensity in the workout is what's going to provide that demand of our body to produce that energy and to burn fat to get that energy to get that work done. If our goal is to build muscle by fatiguing those muscles and pushing through those higher rep sets, working under a fatigue state, we're going to recruit more muscle fiber, more motor units, and be able to create more muscle mass. It's funny how this works. Regardless of what you're trying to accomplish, the intensity of the workout is what allows us to get more work done, to get more fit, and to get closer and closer to those results that we're after. If we're looking at increasing our performance in a sport, getting faster off the line, being able to get to the ball first, speed and power are going to be important. And speed and power and intensity are closely related to one another. And by working on the intensity in the workout and the explosiveness, we can build power and speed that's going to help us in our sport. And again, the intensity kind of brings us toward our results, which is really kind of fascinating. So, Greg Glassman really kind of kept it really simple when he laid it out. He said that he really didn't see much difference between a pursuit of somebody who is trying to increase the amount of work capacity, being able to get stuff done more quickly, more powerfully, much different than health and fitness. And he made the relationship between work capacity and increased fitness, and then eventually was relating fitness to better health and biasing ourselves and creating that buffer of fitness on the side of wellness. And somehow magically, all of those things together are what we're pursuing when we're doing our CrossFit workouts, by trying to increase and build functional capacity to do more, to be more fit and to be more alive. And somehow that intensity in the workout is what we're after. That's the why. So just now that we've got that kind of framed up, let's look a little bit at different ways we can do that. And especially whenever we find ourselves without all the equipment maybe that we would like to have, not necessarily in the best environment, and perhaps without a coach by our side helping us to make those decisions to get intensity. So let me give you a couple of ideas and ways that we can start to bias toward intensity and better and greater fitness. So the first one is going to be that secret of time. And you're familiar with it, obviously, when we do a workout for time. So if you don't have your stopwatch nearby, you might be missing out a little bit on that piece. So what you can do is by setting out perhaps a time split, a target time to complete a round, or make a guess as to how long you think that might take by keeping track of how long it's taking to complete the work. That's one way that you can actually start to build in some intensity. It's a race against you in some sense, right? Um, Another way you can use time too is, this one's a little bit trickier, but if I was to hold the bottom of a squat, uh, and maybe I have a dumbbell or some sort of odd object in my hand, and I hold that bottom position for a long time, definitely I'm going to be starting to sweat, right? So there's work that's getting done to hold position. So by slowing down and increasing the time under tension, we can somehow increase the amount of volume or the perceived load that we have. And that way build strength, build intensity into a workout, build load, build volume, and not necessarily have a complete rack of dumbbells and barbell plates and things like that. By just slowing things down, spending more time under tension, I can actually increase the intensity of any of our movements. Let's do a press slowly, 10 seconds to the top. You'll feel it. Another way we can do it is repetitions, right? So this is definitely familiar to many of us in, let's say, a chipper style workout or a workout that has 10, 20, or 30 repetitions in it. We're talking about increasing the number of repetitions to increase that intensity. So wall balls are a great example of that. You know, whenever we have a workout like Karen, where it's 150 wall balls for time, we can definitely get that intensity as that wall ball continues to come down, and we're going to toss it back up again, repetition after repetition after repetition. The intensity is definitely building in that workout. Speed and power are another way that we can build intensity. Let's say our workout has a little bit of a run in it. So maybe we can use that portion of the workout. We're going to go a little faster. And we're going to try to be a little more powerful off of the starting line and try to maintain that intensity through it. Shorter distances, faster speed. Another way to build that intensity in a run, let's say it's a longer run. I could just run at my mile pace to get that mile done, or something slower than my mile pace, keeping it comfortable. But where's the intensity, right? So let's break it up into some smaller pieces. Every 100 meters, we'll go fast, or let's say 20 seconds, we'll go for a sprint pace. 10 seconds, I'll jog. 20 seconds, a little faster, 10-second jog. Like that, I'm definitely going to build in more intensity on those portions where I'm moving faster. And then that short little rest is going to allow me to get back on that run and build up some intensity on that. Load is one that we often think about, you know, a heavier kettlebell, a heavier dumbbell, the next size up on the wall ball, things like that. Oftentimes, if we have limited amount of equipment, our options may be somewhat limited there. If we're doing odd objects, we can always throw something else in that backpack, but then we got to worry about the straps breaking and things like that. So, you know, on this one, we may be somewhat limited in load, so we may use some of these other ways to build the intensity on that. But definitely adding load is a way to increase the intensity. You know, we talk about farmers carries. That definitely can have some intensity even though we're not running. We're carrying heavier kettlebells or dumbbells and things like that. All right, next thought on that for building intensity is increasing the range of motion, right? So if we do a squat to a high box, that's not going to be as intense as if we're squatting to a lower box. You know, going through a larger range of motion is going to be more intense. A hang power clean is going to be less intense than a hang squat clean, given the same number of reps. So, you know, if we can increase the range of motion on a movement and to increase the intensity on it as well. So add your squats in there, your lunges, and so on. And the last one that I'm going to throw in there is unilateral. And this one is a little bit tricky, but I can increase the amount of intensity on one side of my body versus the other by just using one leg or one arm, you know. So a single dumbbell press overhead or a split lunge or split squat kind of a thing is going to require less load to get the same intensity on that left leg or right leg. So lots of ideas on that. For the two of you that have watched this whole thing, thank you so much. I hope you guys have a good day. Take care and have a good day.